Hi everyone, it's me, Farrah. Welcome back to my channel, and it's time for another video. And today's topic, I want to talk about trans dating sites or just dating as a trans woman in general online. And this question was asked of me on Facebook by Abby Estrella. I hope I got your name right. So my experiences of dating online as a trans woman using just general dating apps and the few trans dating apps that there are, or dating websites that there are. So I was on trans dating escorts, or trans, I can't remember what it's called now. Trans dating, that's it, trans dating. And my experience, I have to just say, regardless of whether it's a trans dating app or whether it's just a dating app in general, as a trans woman, dating apps to me are, they're very difficult because, I think the problem is that the way that most men view trans women is in a sexual way, and it's in a fetishized way. And so they go into any kind of conversation with you on a dating app or online in a very sexual way straight away. Usually if they haven't already sent you pictures of themselves naked, then they will start talking to you about sex very quickly, and it's all very sexually driven. Now, of course, there's nothing wrong with hookups, and there's nothing wrong with having sex with people and all that kind of stuff. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But if you're on a dating site, then you're looking for something more. You're looking for a relationship, or you're looking for something long term at least. And so, the topic of sex shouldn't really come up so early, but it always does. And I think, me personally speaking, I've had lots of situations where you may then end up going on a date with someone or arranging a date, and then they cancel on you at the last minute. Sometimes I've had people cancel on me while I was getting ready to go and meet them, or they tell you that someone's died or something's happened like that, and you don't end up actually going on the date. And this seems to happen to me a lot. I joined Plentyoffish, I think, a few years ago just to see what that was like. And I put on my profile that I was trans because there was no icon on the profile thing to say that I was trans. So I had to put it on my profile. And I think my profile was taken down within a few hours. I hadn't broken any of their rules or anything like that, so my only conclusion is that it was taken down just because I'd put that I was trans in my profile, and they obviously don't want trans people on their websites. So then you think, okay, so what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to meet people? Now, generally for me, I've always spoken to guys or had guys ask me out on my social media, like my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter, whatever else you're on. That's how I've always gone out with. That's always how I've always had guys approach me for dates and things like that. So I think the most important thing with trans dating, if you can actually get on a date with a guy and find a decent guy, is to make sure that you can look for the red flags. And to me, red flags when it comes to meeting guys and stuff are always how quickly do they start talking about sex? Have they already sent me a picture of their private parts before we've even started talking? Are they trying to come over to my house, or are they asking me out on a date, or are they asking me to their house? Things like that. You want someone to want to take you out. I'm not saying that they have to pay. I'm not talking about that situation. I'm talking about that they should want to go out with you in public and not have a problem with going to a restaurant with you and stuff, because if they like trans women, that they should be fine with that. And I don't understand why they think that you should be okay with being kept indoors and just like, so only they can see you and stuff. And it's like, you're a normal person. You feel like a normal person. You're a normal person. You go out in the street like everybody else does. You go and do normal things like other people do. Yet someone that supposedly really likes you doesn't want anyone to see you with them. I mean, what kind of message does that send to you? And I know that a lot of girls will kind of cave in and go, okay, well, you can come over to my house, or I'll come to you and stuff, just because they like the guy and they don't want to lose the opportunity that they have, because they're enjoying the attention they're getting from the guy because they really like them and stuff. So I think sometimes guys know that that's going to happen, so they can kind of get away with it by just kind of like putting their foot down. And I think girls, you need to be more picky, but I don't mean in a nasty way. I mean being more careful about who you say yes to, and make sure that they really do have your best interests at heart as well. And it's not just about what they can get from you, but also what they can give you as well, you know, because most trans girls, you know, we're all very willing to, you know, put out everything into a relationship and be very loving and supportive and loyal to a partner who loves us back. But I think that a lot of girls get a really bad experience with guys because so many guys don't give us respect. They pretend they do. They say things that they think we want to hear, and then it will fizzle out after a week or something. So I think it's really important to stick to your standards and not drop them, because I think the more times we as trans women stick to our guns and say, no, how you're treating me is not acceptable, I will not accept it. If every girl was doing that, then guys would start towing the line, because they wouldn't be able to get away with it. Because that's the thing, that if they can't get away with it with you, they'll get away with it with some other girl, and as soon as they know it's not working with you, they'll move on and try and find somebody else to do it to. And I'm not saying that in a man-hating way, just so everyone knows. Like, I get why guys have trouble with it. I get why it's difficult for guys too, of course. But I think sometimes they're not aware of what they're doing because they're just worried about what will happen if someone finds out about them, and that's all they kind of care about. So, but at the same time, you know, they're looking after themselves. You need to look after you. So make sure that he's worth fighting for. Make sure he is worth putting your time and effort in. If he's not, then say, look, I really like you, but I'm sorry, you're just not giving me back what I'm looking for. And then move on. Because the more that we do that, the more they will understand the etiquette that they should be bringing to a conversation with you when they're looking to take you out on a date or get to know you properly. I think that's the most important thing. As to me personally, as far as it goes with dating websites, I think all of them are a bit kind of, you know, they're all called dating sites, but I think that they're basically just hookup sites. Maybe that's me being a bit cynical, but in my experience from them, I've never got dates from dating sites. I've got hookups from dating sites. The only time I've ever gone out on proper dates with people is when people have personally messaged me on my social media and stuff, and we've had a mutual attraction and connection. To me, dating websites at the moment, in this time, in this day and age, to me are just basically hookup sites dressed up as dating websites. So that's my opinion, that's what I think. I could be wrong, but that's my experience of using dating websites. So just be really careful when you're on them, and just stick to your guns, girls. You know, just make sure you know what it is you want and stick to that, and don't let someone kind of emotionally blackmail you, or kind of blackmail you with how they look, and, like, you know, just try and think sensibly and not get too caught up in the fact that you really like them, because you need to make sure that they like you back the same. You don't want to get hurt, girls. I hope that that's helped. I hope that's answered your question, Abby. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all soon.